So right now what I want to do and what's going on in my head is I want to do some vocal chops and incorporate that as like some nice things to throw in there. And sometimes when I do this, I stumble across something that can actually be a element that would maybe even stand for like a chorus or something that becomes like an iconic staple in the song itself. So kind of like just stumbling across a happy accident. And that normally happens when I'm doing vocal chops and things like that. So to do this, we have our rough vocal takes here. Now, mind you, these are just the rough vocals, but they're good enough to use. So I'll solo this one here. Got some singing to it, so there's some tonal stuff going on there. So I'm going to create a MIDI track right underneath this. And I'm simply going to click that vocal track, and I'm going to click and drag down to the MIDI track. What that's going to do is it's going to place that vocal track, as you see here, in a simpler. Now I can just trigger it with my MIDI controller, and it's going to act like a normal sampler. So if I go left of C major, it's just going to pitch it down. Above C major, it'll pitch it up, so on. But this simpler has a really cool slice mode, so the minute I hit that, it's going to detect the transients and then begin to create slices that I can trigger with my MIDI controller or my push. So if I want to bring down the sensitivity, that'll give me less slices, but yet it gives me more room between each slice, so I'll get more of the actual phrase. That's kind of cool. And then what I'll do is make sure I hit the warp mode and set it to Complex Pro, so that when I do pitch it up, it's not going to sound like a chipmunk, but yet it'll keep the format so that it's trying to keep the best integrity as possible. So if I go, as opposed to switching it to, so I want to do that. We'll leave it in complex. And now let's go and add time and space. Let's do a little bit of delay. This has a filter on there, and I'll set it to every quarter note. Maybe every eighth note there. All right, and then let's put a reverb. I'm going to use a stock reverb here. Loop the section and just kind of see what I come across. Let me just raise this up a little bit in volume. And then I'll hit this, since I wasn't recording, but it did keep what I did. So this is always just kind of monitoring your performance, so it keeps it in the background, which is really helpful. Kind of like that.
That's kind of ill.
Yeah, this hit over here. I might want to move that over here. And then let's filter this out. So going back to the EQs and filters, I'm going to put an auto filter right after the delay. Filter this out like this. And inside the actual sampler, I'm going to choose the OSR filter drive. And let's make that decay time a lot longer. And let's bring it down. Let's see what we got.
Crazy.
And repeat that. Let's see what it sounds like with everybody, at least in this section here. I'll put it over here with the guitar and stuff. So this could be a cool element to introduce halfway through transition from verse to pre, as a new element as we start to build the arrangement. So that's cool. I like that. I'll call this vocal chop.
Feeling alone in the dark, but we can make the light shine through. We've been stuck in the cold and it's hard, but soon we're gonna